Okay, I definitely did not tell you to do that, Danny said. But I'm not gonna lie, it was awesome. Oh yeah, it was definitely awesome, I replied. Danny? I mean, really, I'm having trouble finding the words. Buddy, if I was paying you, I'd give you a raise. Because that was quite possibly the coolest thing I've ever gotten to do. I cannot wait to try it in combat. Yeah, but of course you're helping us clean that crap up, right? I mean, it took us forever to pull that into position. And that happens to be one of the primary roads that we're going to need to use to travel to the Black Label races. So, you're helping us clean up. Yeah, I replied. Still giddy with the adrenaline of it. I mean, really, I felt like I should have been in an action movie. Okay, if you're done jockeying out over the explosions and smash stuff, we should be getting our paperwork back from the Black Label races anytime. So, I think we need to start packing up, getting ready to go. It won't be long now before we have to ship out, Emily said, sounding a bit concerned about it. But as far as things were going, I was over the moon about everything. I did end up having to help Danny clean up that little mess I made. But with some hard work and elbow grease, it didn't take that long to clear up. Especially using Al's hauler. I mean, all of it was junk to begin with. So just pulling it off to empty parking lots was fairly easy. After which, we all retired to the steel mill. And everybody started packing up. Danny sent most of his goons back to where they came from, after the primary packing of the equipment that we were taking with us, and all of the things that we might need in case of repairs or replacements was safely packed away. And after that, well, we all just started relaxing, having a bit of a party, sitting around the steel mill, passing drinks back and forth, laughing while talking about the build process and all the little shenanigans that went on during. People stubbing their toes on things, how hard specific parts of the job were, where we got the inspiration for specific aspects. Meanwhile, the only closing task that was really getting done was one of the few goons that Danny kept around, finishing up Titan's final paint scheme. We eventually decided to go with a midnight blue color. Danny ended up getting some high-quality painting equipment. I said a basic paint job would probably cover it, but according to Danny, image is important. I don't want to just step on that line looking half-assed. No, I want to look impressive. Not just to my competitors either, giving them a warning that I'm high class and that trifling with me, despite the fact that I'm on a motorcycle, might be a lot more than they bargained for, but also to prospective sponsors. You see, this was the main means by which people got accepted within the walls after the Black Label races were over and they had claimed victory. Depending on your performance and who liked you, a number of different corporations from within inside the walls would decide to sponsor you, pay for your entry into the city, and make sure that when next year came around, you had better equipment, more assets at your disposal, things like that, as well as setting you up with a place inside the walls, which was, quite frankly, the foremost of my concerns. All of the other things could come or go, even the large amounts of money that were supposed to be involved. All of it aside, I wanted inside those walls. As the night started to reel down, and everybody started shuffling off to get to bed, I stepped outside for a little while, get some fresh air. I sat down outside of the front of the steel mill, lighting up a cigarette and taking a relaxing drag as I stared off into the stars, sipping on a cherry-flavored alcoholic beverage that didn't really have a name other than it's supposed to get you drunk. The primary effect is more important than a name, at least in the Yellow District. And as I sat there, I eventually got some company. I turned around after hearing the front door of the steel mill open. As it slid open and then back close again, I saw very easily that it was Emily. She strided out, taking a seat beside me, and nonchalantly grabbing the cigarette out of my hand and taking a drag herself, as she breathed out a thin cloud of smoke. "Hey, Jax," she said. "So, your big day is coming up. How are you feeling about it?" she asked, handing me back my cigarette. I took it from her, still staring up at the stars. To be honest, Em, I didn't think I'd feel this good about it. I mean, I've always wanted to enter. That was never in question. But honestly, when I thought about entering, I never imagined that I'd be so prepared for it. I don't know whether it's sheer luck or a twist of fate, but it seems like all the odds are stacking in my direction. The doctor and the top-notch programming he's been doing to make all the equipment function, all the programs he's been adding in, our mysterious sponsor of sorts, calling himself the Believer, giving me this personal upgrade, and even Titan to go along with it. Danny developing out-of-this-world weapon systems for me. And now right by my side, helping me tweak the engine, get the max that I possibly can out of it. Everything seems to be adding up to way more than I ever thought that I'd have when I entered. Maybe it's foolishness, but I'm feeling very confident. I feel like I can do it. I don't think I'm gonna skate by just surviving, not actually win, or just try to build some reputation. No. I think I'm gonna take it. It's like I can feel it in my bones. Or maybe it's just all cockiness and overconfidence, and I'm gonna get myself killed, I said laughingly. After which, I got a sharp slap in the back of the head. Don't you even think about going out there and dying, you moron. Even if you don't win, I still need you to stay alive. Stick around. Don't bail into the here-ever after. If you see a light and go towards it, I'm gonna find you in the afterlife and kick your butt. You're staying here, Jax, she said, as she started to stare down a bit into the drink she was carrying. You know, all those years you talked about entering, truthfully, I kind of hoped you never would. I know that kind of sounds bad, but I know that those races are a death march. Most of the people that enter don't come back out. Everyone's lured in by the shiny hope of getting past those walls, of having something more than just survival, a better life on the other side. But remember, Jax, lots of people have been brought down by that dream. The idea that the grass is greener on the other side, when the truth is, we really don't know. We believe it is. We hope it is. But until we see the other side, we really don't know. And while it may not sound good that I sort of hoped you'd never find your way to them, that hope really only springs from my own selfishness, I suppose. I didn't want you jumping into a situation with a 60% chance of death, because I wanted you around to To be honest, I still do. The concept that you could not come out of this, it still scares me, Jax. To be honest, I'm not sure what I'd do without you. At this point, I've known you longer than I've known anyone. You're the closest thing I have to family, especially considering that the only family I do have, I basically hate. Whenever I picture my future, you're always there. Regardless of where you are or what you're doing, how things are with me, I never really pictured my future without you. Maybe just because you're the only person I really have. At least, the only person I have left. Everyone else seems to just die on me. Like it's a curse. Like Emily's forever destined to have everyone that she actually likes die, go away, and never come back. So, don't you do that. Don't you dare die on me, or else I think I'm gonna start believing that curse is true. So, you stick around, Knucklehead, and I'm gonna do my best to make sure of it. But, on the upside, if you win, there is gonna be so much money. Oh, I've been having dreams about it, she said, smiling, looking up, a cheerful expression on her face. Money tended to do that for her. I just smiled back, and we shared a laugh for a while, as we simply sat outside, beginning to pass more personal stories back and forth, talking amongst ourselves, me and my money-grubbing best friend.